Purdue struggled versus Michigan State quite a bit last week in East Lansing. The bad news is Iowa's defense is better. Also, it's Ryan Klein's world. The rest of us are just living in it. Let's talk about it. Today's quick cast is brought to you by Martin Vintage. MartinVintage.com, where if you enter Boiled at checkout, you'll get 20% off. Mom, thanks for watching. Purdue kept it close on the scoreboard versus Michigan State, but really was not able to do what they wanted to do on the offensive side of the ball. On defense, they played a conservative brand of football, and it nearly paid dividends, but they didn't play the defense that we thought they were capable of playing against that Michigan State offense. This week, Iowa comes into town with a very similar style of play, except they throw in some trick plays every now and again. This is a good Iowa defense, and this Iowa pass defense specifically is notably better than Michigan State's pass defense. Iowa's rush defense is very similar to Michigan State statistically. They're both kind of nasty up front. Iowa does it a little bit differently with a bit more speed. The problem is it's going to be difficult regardless of how you look at it. Purdue needs to play notably better against a team that is better. Regardless if this makes Michigan State fans pissed off or not, Iowa is simply a better team. Their record says they're better, and my eyes say they're better as well when I watch them. Michigan State was really motivated last week. I think Purdue's timing was lousy. Mark D'Antonio's a really good coach, and so is Kirk Ferentz. This is a good chance for Jeff Brom to do what we've seen him do throughout his career, which is win in November. Iowa comes in, like Purdue, in contention to win the West. It's Northwestern's game to lose at this point, since they're 5-1 in the conference. Both Iowa and Purdue are still considered contenders. Purdue needs this game. Purdue has some tough games ahead. We have three big questions coming into the game, of course. Always have three big questions. The first one is, can Purdue's offense match Iowa's intensity? This is going to take a lot because, as we just talked about, Iowa's very good. Second question, can David Blau recover from his performance last week? That was a pretty bad version of David Blau we all saw in East Lansing. I have firm belief in David Blau as a football player. I believe he's a good decision maker. I believe he's a solid football player. And I think he's going to do big things this week in front of the home crowd. Purdue should be motivated. They should look a lot more ready than they did last week when they came out of the tunnel in East Lansing. Question number 3, can Jeff Brom continue his November magic? In November, he's one of the best coaches in America. This is a pretty solid test. Purdue wins this game, they'll be in really good shape to get to a bowl. If they lose this game, we might be gripping a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about basketball now. Purdue played an exhibition game last night. We didn't cover it at Boiled Sports because I don't think any of us watched it, honestly. It was on BTN Plus. I listened to the radio, listened to Kliz, and he sounds a little different, but it's great to hear him back. He has a different cadence to his call, and his voice sounds slightly different too. But man, is it great, is it miraculous to hear his voice over the top of a Purdue game right now. It's pretty crazy where he came from just a few months ago. Stage 4 cancer is no joke, especially stage 4 cancer in the brain. That's nuts, and it's awesome that Kliz is back. On top of listening to Kliz, I got to hear a little bit of Ryan Klein magic. He had a great game. I think he led all scorers in the Purdue versus Marian contest. Matt Harms and Boudreaux also played pretty well. Interesting to me, Carson didn't make much noise, but the really interesting story to me is the fact that Ryan Klein followed up a very good scrimmage versus West Virginia, allegedly, and had another great unofficial result versus Marian. If Klein can shoot the ball decently, if he can create shots like he did versus Marian, Purdue could have another great season, even in the wake of all those graduations last spring. I've said all along, it might be a tough thing for Carson Edwards to match what he did last year and to be that much of a scoring threat since Purdue lost so many offensive weapons. Carson will always warrant the best defender, and he's gonna get a lot of double teams. He's gonna get a lot of teams shading off of other guys just because They know who he is coming in. Edwards loves a challenge. Edwards loves to make people look stupid. So he might just rise to the occasion and do some big things. But I'm kind of not expecting him to reach the high billing and the high expectations that many in the national media have given him this year. I know I may be a little bit out on my own on this one in the Purdue world, but I'm not saying he's going to have a bad season. I just don't know. Having a Player of the Year type season is pretty rare, obviously. I mean, he's got tons of people believing that he's one of the best players in America. That's awesome. I just don't know if that can happen this year with the supporting cast. It would just take a Herculean effort. Thanks for tuning in. Purdue kicks off tomorrow in God's country versus Iowa at 3:30. Hope you're there. God bless you. Have a great day. BS all the time.